6 months after Heal Charlotte's taxpayer-backed temporary housing program ended at a Sugar Creek area motel, the city of Charlotte has warned for now the organization cannot receive any additional money. Our Where's the Money investigation found leading up to that decision, the city flagged accounting concerns tied to the more than $2 million in American Rescue Plan Act money the nonprofit received for the project at the former Baymont Inn.
City records show Heal Charlotte has not yet turned in the required financial audit. Founder Greg Jackson insists he's not violated anything, but says the organization plans on securing that audit in the near future, something he says won't be cheap. Until then, the city has made it clear in a letter sent this month, his organization won't receive any more money. A family desperate for a step up.
That's my main goal, to get my own place.
Is now living in yet another hotel.
It feels like the system failed you.
Unable to break the cycle.
I'm tired. It's exhausting.
Ursula Baker says she thought Heal Charlotte's temporary housing program would rescue her, her children, and mother from homelessness. But after paying almost $7,000 in rent over 9 months,
it just didn't make sense.
She says the family's outlook did not improve.
Even when we tried it, we couldn't get out.
In fact, she says it almost felt like a step down.
I know it's going to be great.
That's what Heal Charlotte founder Greg Jackson said at the ribbon cutting of the Heal Charlotte Community Campus in April 2024. Excited but anxious about the $2.25 million federally funded project administered by the city that pledged free housing for some and subsidized rooms for others.
We are doing our little bit so we can have a lot done.
Despite his long-term goal of sustaining the program once the funding ran out, the following April, the program ended. Just 2 months later, under the management of a different organization run by community activist Cedric Dean, a mother and her baby were found dead inside. Dean is now under federal investigation for alleged widespread health care fraud targeting the homeless.
There's really not words that I can say for the family for that type of grief.
City Council member Lawana Mayfield does not blame Heal Charlotte for the deaths at the hotel, but says this whole process has opened the city's eyes.
This is a very difficult lesson to learn, but hopefully I think we've learned the lesson.
She says it's clear the city needs better contract language to ensure the most vulnerable don't fall through the cracks.
The first time that this was brought up was when you reached out to me.
But she also learned from us, organizations need to do their part too.
These are tax dollars. And more than tax dollars, these are lives.
This monitoring report flagged questions about Heal Charlotte's accounting, identifying an incomplete required financial audit, 2 missing client files, and other missing required documents, among other things. As a result, Mayfield wants the city to offer better training to nonprofits that receive unprecedented sums of money, and those organizations to comply with the rules.
We want you to be successful, but we also need you to come to the table prepared.
On October 1st, the city told Heal Charlotte the nonprofit had not adequately addressed the findings and concerns, labeled ineligible for future money until that changes. In response, Greg Jackson wouldn't talk with us on camera about the situation, but shared, short of the audit, he's turned over all other financial records to the city and has remained transparent with all of the organization's files, policies, and procedures, even turning in an independent financial review. Back at Ursula Baker's new temporary home in a different part of the city, she's hopeful this is the moment everything changes.
Right now, I'm just looking for a job.
Thankful other organizations are now paying her rent, and the city's now paying closer attention to Heal Charlotte. Jackson told me the city is still reviewing the most recent documents he sent in. In the end, he says Heal Charlotte's program housed more than 170 people and placed some of them in permanent housing, but never received additional financial support from the community to sustain the program. Nate Morabito, WCNC Charlotte.